Hello and welcome to the 99th Monkey Liberty News for Wednesday, November 13th, 2013. Our first news item of the day is something that I happened upon, wasn't looking for it, didn't see it on any alternative news site. I was actually searching for some other information and came across this. U.S. market ICE completes purchase of NYSE Euronext. There's been this huge consolidation of exchanges. What does it mean? I don't know. As I said, I haven't seen any commentaries on it. I haven't seen any alternative news articles dealing with it. So I wanted to put it out there. One would hope that this is the forerunner of a new just banking and financial system. That's what one would hope, but any kind of consolidation means that an entity is probably going to be less connected to the people it serves and less obligated to give account to the people it serves. So we'll keep an eye on that. The TPP, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, figures largely in today's news. Pivotal Trans-Pacific Partnership section revealed. Some of it was leaked to WikiLeaks, and this is very bad news. It's great news that it was leaked to WikiLeaks, but the treaty itself, not good news. And I've had articles in the past from EFF, Electronic Frontier Foundation, and they have been very suspicious of this, very cautious about it. And of course they were right. It's not good, and Obama and others are trying to sneak it through, and thankfully people are finding out about it, and if we all make enough noise, maybe it'll be stopped. It's set for, I think, the end of the year, early next year, which is coming up very quickly. Fast away the old year passes, as the Christmas Carol says. Here is an article from BizPac Review. Cornered, Dems give Obama 72 hours to fix Obamacare or else. This made me laugh. Or else what, right? And I've just put this in because this is some of what's going on today. And my only strong opinion about it is it's absurd. The Republicans don't really intend to fix Obamacare, and neither do the Democrats. This is saber rattling, and not from overseas war, but just the internal fake war that constantly goes on in our government. Maybe I use the term "R" a bit too loosely. From Blacklisted News, Microsoft's new Kinect patent goes Big Brother will spy on you for the MPAA. The friendly folks in Hollywood who bring you all those great propaganda pieces, right? This Kinect will scan the room to determine how many people are in the room. The system would monitor the number of viewers in a room and check to see if the number of occupants exceeded a certain threshold set by the content provider. If there are too many warm bodies present, the device owner would be prompted to purchase a license for a greater number of viewers. Okay, this is like if you're, it's a holiday and maybe you have a big family, maybe you have 15, 20 people over. I don't know what the limits are for how many people can watch, but they're going to charge you a fee. I think, this could create a new market for like sofas that allow people to become chameleons, or lower, chairs that have something behind so you can hide behind the back and watch through. This is outrageous, and I'm hoping that people will raise a fuss and this will not be implemented. We can boycott these media outlets. We won't die without HBO. We won't die without Comcast. We'll exist. We'll make it through. So if we can use, vote with dollars and boycott some of these moves. Here's a really interesting video. Caught on tape, Obamacare Navigators counsel applicants to lie. This is very clear. This is outrageous. Alex Jones interviewed this guy yesterday. He has a website called Project Veritas. And I don't have the website open just because I had so many other links today. But you can obviously get in touch with him real easily through his YouTube channel. And excellent video, excellent expose. They are people who are signing up in person for Obamacare are being counseled to just tell bold-faced lies. And this is a government-sponsored program, this assistance of helping people sign up. So this amounts to elements of the government being paid to drain our resources. And how the government is spending its money is just completely outrageous. Alex Jones had Mancow on today as a guest, and Mancow was talking about how he was offered $9 million to have a program in which he would betray his belief system. And this article is from a while ago. It's from July 15th. Propaganda ban repealed as government-made news floods U.S. A lot of money is being spent on propaganda. I mean, a lot. I mentioned yesterday that there was $500,000 going to shows that would favorably show Obamacare. That's a drop in the bucket of what is actually spent to craft public opinion. The use of taxpayer funds to propagandize a people is just patently wrong. And Ben Swan reports on the third victim found. Cops strip woman and conduct vaginal cavity search to find non-existent drugs. I haven't mentioned that in any of the videos that I've put together, but it's something that has been in the news a lot lately. Last week, police in New Mexico forced enemas and anal cavity searches on 2 men. And not only did they do that, they also required at least one of the guys to pay for the procedure. But this is really obviously an illegal search and seizure. Even before I was fully awake, back in the mid-90s, the community where I lived in northwest Ohio, I-75 passes through that community, and state police were doing random searches on that freeway, and I saw it. I mean, there was a Little League park that was near the freeway, and we could see what was happening. And I said at that time that if they didn't have a warrant, I would sit there and wait until they got a warrant and not permit them to search until they did. And unless we put our foot down and say you have no lawful right, obviously we need to know the law to some extent to be able to do that. But it's time for all of us to resist tyranny. Another article from Blacklisted News, narcotic revenues absorbed by the banking system. And I decided to focus just a little bit on banking today. Here's an article from Reuters. U.S. banks may get power to challenge money laundering exams. That means they're going to, they won't be as accountable. And God knows they're not very accountable now, are they? Just for fun, I can't hear the word money laundering or read it without thinking about Office Space. And when the guys who had absconded with some funds in Office Space through a computer program were freaked out about the amount of money that it actually generated, and they decided they wanted to learn about money laundering. In case you are trying to learn about money laundering, here on How Stuff Works, how money laundering works. And the banks know very well, as do the drug cartels. And we want justice to come for some of these banks. Will it? I don't know. Every time they get fined, it's a slap on the wrist. I mean, they can anticipate what kind of lawsuits might be filed, and they can factor that in when they are projecting their profits. So they'll just find other ways to take money in to cover that. But here from Rolling Stone, we can hope that something might change. From Rolling Stone Politics, Matt Taibbi, Chase isn't the only bank in trouble. And this article is about just how the banks are under scrutiny, and people are beginning to make a little more noise about how extensively the banks have been complicit in crime and ripping us off. And from Veterans Today, I have this article, Was Ronald Reagan the last duly elected president? I'm not unqualifiedly a Reagan fan, but I think, in some ways he did some good things. Was he the last duly elected president? I mean, this is just whether the election actually was clean or not. But I don't even believe he was the last president who truly was for the people and not for the corporations. I think that might have been JFK. And this is certainly a month when we are remembering JFK and his legacy. So we can hope that we can have the degree of restoration where we can have a president who is a true servant of the people, and he won't be killed this time. And here I have the Reclaim America Now agenda. I wanted to just have their website here. They have this irritating song that continues to play, and I couldn't find a way to stop the song, so I decided to click on one of their links instead, and they are planning an event in Washington on November 19th, 10 a.m. in Lafayette Park across from the White House. And these people are calling for impeachment, and maybe we can all join in them to the extent that we're able. I know not everybody can show up in Washington, D.C., but this is a video of Larry Klayman, and the title is Klayman Calls for Nonviolent Revolution. And this is actually our good news of the day, that there are people out there like Mr. Klayman, and there are people who are honest Americans who desire a restoration of a constitutional republic and of a place where we all can enjoy liberty and justice. Thanks for tuning in for today's news. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, take care, and insist on liberty.